history's most handsome man. And I'm live streaming right now. So it's a real treat for you. You're welcome. And I just started the stream, even though I knew right when I started it that I'm going to have to go make a little bit more poop. One of the first things I do here. Because while I pooped already this morning, I guess I have a little bit more poop in my butt. Don't worry, it's just as handsome as me. It's history's most handsome poop. So we're going to go in a little while. We're going to use the toilette, as they say in French. And we're going to settle into a few bong rips. And who knows, maybe I'll get some things done this morning, some chores. Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty slept up. I've been doing a lot of dietary management lately. I don't want to do dietary management. Who wants to manage their diet? Not I. But I have to. Because why? Because I have the diabetes. That's how Wilford Brimley, was his name? Wilford Brimley? It's either Grimley or Brimley. Wilford Brimley used to say that on this commercial when I was a kid. If I'm Wilford Brimley, if you got the diabetes like me, he'd say, hello there, Kevin Hawthorne from Lakeland, Florida. You must be tuned in to see history's most handsome man. Well, here he is, in all of his glorious handsomeness. You say, but surely history's most handsome man should live in Lakeland, Florida. Well, I don't live in Lakeland, Florida, though. So, you're just going to have to look at me, gaze lovingly at me from afar. I'm going to be even more handsome when I'm done getting all my dental work done. Yes, I'm well into the process now. I had 4 teeth pulled out on Friday. Feels fine. Didn't really hurt that much right now. Wasn't that bad. 4 tooth roots pulled out. Not 4 full teeth. That would be crazy. Now, that would not be crazy, but I didn't do that. Okay, so the real question then is going to be this one. Poop first or pull bowls first? I think I'll pull bowls first. I shouldn't have much poop left in me because I had a big poop this morning already. To which I credit my dietary changes, frankly. I had to stop eating so many carbs and sugars because I get up too often to pee during the night and then I don't get that good of sleep. Which is very important. Good sleep is like the most important thing. Along with eating enough calories, of course. But these days I have to eat certain kinds of calories because I'm old. And I've used up my body's ability to process sugars, I guess, with all that candy I've eaten in my life. I've eaten a lot of candy in my life. I like candy, but not anymore. I don't get to eat it. That's fine. I just have like a keto diet basically now. I eat a lot of meat and dairy and try to avoid the carbs. Try to avoid things with added sugar. I just got like probably almost a 3 hour sleep, a block of 3 hours, which for me is very good. If I get 3 hours of sleep without waking up to pee, that's great. I could just get up twice during the night to pee instead of like 5 times or whatever. So it does seem to be working. And from where did I get my information and stuff that I'm using to change my diet? Well, look at this magazine. AARP magazine. See? Cook your way out of pre-diabetes. So apparently, instead of having pasta, I can have zucchini. How terrible. Instead of having rice, I can have steamed riced cauliflower. Wonderful. Instead of having bread, I can have low carb, high fiber, crisp breads. Instead of potatoes, I can have celery root. Instead of beer, I can just drink vodka. Instead of candy, I can have occasional bits of dark chocolate. 70% cacao. 70% or more cacao, dark chocolate. Instead of potato chips or corn chips or popcorn, I can have nuts and jerky and pork rinds. Good morning, Caroline. Nice to see you. Instead of dried fruit juices, fruits, and syrup, I can have judicious amounts of fresh fruit. Except I love eating dried apricots. That's what I switched to get rid of the candy with eating dried apricots. Or I like to call them fruit scrotums. Well, apparently that's not so good to eat. So I'm going to have to switch over to fresh fruit, I guess. But one thing I did that I ate quite a bit of yesterday that was a good shift for me as far as my health goes and stuff was I got carrot sticks and peanut butter. I mean, dip carrots into peanut butter and eat that. Peanut butter, I got the no sugar added kind of peanut butter. It still has a little bit of sugar in it, but per gram of protein, peanut butter is pretty good for you. Like you get a lot of protein for a little bit of sugar. And obviously, I bought some steaks yesterday. I bought some sausages, like bratwursts, and I got some bacon, some salami. I mean, that's the good thing about my dietary changes. Is I'm changing from eating a lot of carbs to just eating a lot more meat. But that's fine. I can handle that. I still obviously going to eat some carbs. This morning, I actually got up at like 5 in the morning, had a cup of coffee, had a cigarette, made myself 2 frozen waffles with butter on them. But then I did not eat the waffles. I just left them in the toaster oven. I thought, no, don't eat these waffles. I hate aging. It sucks ass. And the thing is, I never really felt like I was aging until about age 50. And then things started going wrong. But it's like that song says, I can still get high. I can play the guitar like a motherfucking riot. I don't know about the second part, but I can still get high. It takes some effort. I gotta pull a lot of balls, but I can still get high. So that's pretty good. I cleaned my bong earlier this morning too, so this is some homegrown. And it's a nice fresh bong roast of homegrown. We're gonna have to harvest another branch today. I'm approaching harvest this year from the harvest as little as you can for as long as you can. So I hope there to be a point when we've got ripe weed on all 9 bushes so that I can do, a flight of 9 different homegrowns. Of course, what do you snack on after bonging? Is it hard to do the diet? It doesn't really make me But wheat doesn't give me the munchies. You know what gives me the munchies is olanzapine. Rachel takes olanzapine, which is an antipsychotic, but I take it to help myself go to sleep sometimes. That shit knocks me out. I didn't take anything last night though. I just slept with my normal head. And I got a good amount of sleep. I feel pretty rested. I can only tell how rested I am by how big this thing is. This bag. It's pretty small right now, but I could probably use another full night's sleep. I'm due to get more Adderall this week. I'm not exactly sure when. But I'd say, no, it's not especially hard to stick to my new diet because as long as because, it was a little harder. Yesterday, I really went to the store with my diet in mind more than in the past because it was first store trip since I read that article in AARP magazine. I don't receive AARP magazine myself, but my dead mother still receives it. So, I'm feeling like more informed. I get that why just cutting out sugar didn't help that much because I was cutting out processed sugar, but I was replacing it with like half a family sized bag of dried apricots, which I can tell you really made me very regular. I didn't have any constipation after eating all those dried apricots. I have never imagined I could produce so much gas in my own body, but I eat half a bag of dried apricots, have a family sized bag of dried apricots, and you too probably know the truth about your stomach after that. Last night I ate a bunch of hummus. Is hummus good for you? Like, is hummus diet approved? Well, it does have not that few carbs in it, but it's better than say, you know, like bread. One of the challenges is going to be the non-alcoholic beer. I'm not going to quit drinking non-alcoholic beer. I have to drink that because it's it's part of my not drinking alcohol. So that takes priority, obviously. But it does have an alcoholic beer does have a fair amount of carbs in it. I've never looked at labels before. Now I'm looking at labels all the time. Hummus is very healthy, mashed up chickpeas, sometimes called garbanzo beans. Now, if you got a great name like garbanzo beans, why would you bother calling yourself chickpeas ever? I'm not a chickpea. I'm a garbanzo bean. That's way tougher sounding. I don't drink O'Doul's very often. I will order it at restaurants sometimes, but there are better, better non-alcoholic beers than O'Doul's. I've got a fridge full of Klaus Taller, Heineken Zero, and I think I got like one Stella Artois Zero left. Good morning, Winston's mom. There's no difference between a garbanzo bean and a chickpea. It's just two different names for the same thing. I gotta close these shutters. Yeah, athletic is good too. Athletic is good, don't get me wrong. But I have a preference for bottles over cans. And athletic comes in cans. I've never seen any athletic bottles. So, what's the difference between garbanzo beans and chickpea? I've never paid to have a garbanzo bean on my face. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Hilarious. My answer was more correct than Ike's answer, but Ike's answer is funnier than my answer. Is it weird to wag your finger like Hitler during a competitive debate? Did he wag it like this or what? Did he just wag it like this? I don't even know how he wagged it. There's two kinds of wagging, right? This is one kind of wagging, and this is the other kind of wagging. But since I don't know how he wagged it, I would have to say no. Probably most people wouldn't get that it was a Hitler reference. It's an illusion. It's an homage. No. It's just an homage. Maximum peace to you too. Oh, I see. At maximum, comma, peace. I see. I misread that. See you later, Ike. You're going to be missing another great A's game this weekend. Rachel and I and Zandy are going to our last A's game on Saturday of this season. Normally, I don't like to go do things on the weekends because I figure I might as well take advantage of my weekday crowd pass, since it doesn't really make any difference to me what day. I might as well do things on weekday nights. But in this instance, because of the timing of when I expect to get the Adderall and such, we went for a Saturday game. And we got tickets that are down the first baseline, just past where the net ends. So I got them at the very end there so that maybe I could catch a foul ball. The net won't stop the ball from getting to me where we're sitting. I don't expect either Zandy or Rachel to catch a foul ball. So if any foul balls come towards all the three of us, I think that's my catch right there. I haven't done a single bit of work on the pond since I ran out of Adderall. But those days are coming to a close soon. How many people think that if you wag your finger like this, it should be called wagging your arm? I think so. Real finger wag is like this. Ah, that was a refreshing bun rip. It's homegrown stony too. It's not like I'm just growing random seeds. I went to the Seed Supreme and purchased the seeds that I wanted. Hi Cameron, nice to see you. Still hopeful you'll make it up. The proper form of finger wagging is pull them out like this. That's not finger wagging. It's definitely sideways like this. No. So yeah, this has been one of the longer stretches of no live streaming ever since the beginning of live streaming. It's been the majority of 2 weeks not on the internet at all. Putting stuff on the internet at all. Maybe she didn't run away. Maybe she's just chilling, puttering in her garden. Oh, they have a trouble there too, Cameron? I feel so bad for them. What a nightmare. Nothing worse than having a feral male cat um, invade your home and family. Rachel and I know well the pain of it, but he's getting better. He's getting a little less neurotic, you know, a little less attacky towards Capillo and stuff. Oh, silly show media. I've been on extended sleepy week. The um the last run of Adderall was really difficult on me. It really tore me up, and my sleepy week was marked by deep lows. Cool. Sounds good, Cameron. Brand name sleepy week. But the thing is, I've realized that part of the problem is I've not been getting good enough sleep because I've been getting up to pee a lot of stuff. Now that I've started to really pay attention to my diet, last night I slept a lot better. I only had to get up a couple times. So, if I can sleep in 3 hour chunks and get up twice in the night instead of who knows how many times, then I'll be able to get a lot better sleep. And I, you need the sleep to rebuild your pools of dopamine so that you have something to reuptake inhibit. It's not even the prostate. That's the thing, show media. It's not my prostate. I have diabetes. I don't have an official diagnosis of that, but I know what's wrong with me because when I actually change my diet, I can feel the difference and see the difference. And so, it's about not eating sugar and not eating carbs. Yesterday, when we went to the store, I spent the whole trip reading labels, which I never used to read at all. Yeah, I got vegetables. I forgot to get broccoli. I need to go back and get broccoli. No, show media, diabetes, not veggies. I'm not a vegan. No. Diabetes, you got to eat a lot of meat because it's like a keto diet, basically. Because as Fly Guy told me before, and I didn't like what he told me, I didn't want to believe it, but he was right. Is that if you eat bread and stuff, your body just turns it into sugar. So I got to eat a lot of protein. Well, you don't like broccoli? That's crazy sauce. Broccoli is the best vegetable. It's the one good green vegetable. I don't know why you wouldn't like broccoli. Broccoli is delicious. I've tried melatonin, but my sleep problems are uh, are related to getting up to pee too much, namely related to the diabetes, as Wilford Brimley used to say in the commercial. If you're like me and you got the diabetes, remember him? Yeah, you could eat just chicken and broccoli and be pretty healthy. Broccoli can taste bitter to some people. It doesn't taste bitter to me. I love broccoli. It's like the one vegetable that I actually like to eat a lot. Yeah, my pancreas needs to get its fucking head out of its ass. That's horrible. It's like you just eat whatever you eat for your whole life and it's fine, and then all of a sudden you have to change everything you eat because your body can't handle eating food anymore. What? What's up with that? Brimley it is, huh? Thank you, Winston's mom. Brimley. Wilford Brimley had the diabetes. I love broccoli, but it's supposed to lower your testosterone. That's fine. Testosterone I have. I got plenty of testosterone. Estrogenic. Oh, good. I've been looking for ways to get more estrogen into my diet. What do I have to eat to get progesterone? I want both of those. I want estrogen and progesterone in my diet. I don't know. They say people who are bald have higher testosterone, so maybe I've got testosterone to spare. Also, you know me, I can be a little fighty. Not quite as fighty as I used to be, but I don't think it's because I'm turning into a woman. I think it's because life is chill nowadays. You can eat all the broccoli you want, Walt. Well, I will, Anthony. I'll eat all the broccoli I want. But it seems like everything you can think of, somebody will tell you there's something wrong with it. You know, like, oh, don't eat celery. That'll give you the strings. The strings is a disease you get from eating too much broccoli. So I had 4 teeth pulled out on Friday. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I still have these ones in the front. And I got to call the dentist today. I got to call the dentist and find out what I need to go put the down payment on the next. I do eat a lot of raw onions. They say that boosts your testosterone. I eat a lot of raw onions, actually, and cooked onions. So down here, in this tooth to the back, there's just gum. So the next step is going to be teeth down here. So he's going to do that next. And yeah, I like raw onions a lot. I do. If I had more teeth, I'd eat more raw onions. Yeah, chop up raw onions and put it on top of hot dogs, hamburgers, anything really, sandwich. Put it in, sprinkle chopped up raw onions and tune them out. White. We get white onions because they're the best tasting onions. The purple onions are not called purple. They're called red onions. Who calls them purple onions? Nobody. I like red onions too, but I generally stay away from the yellow onions, which are the cheapest onions, even though they're just fine too. Nobody calls red onions purple onions, except you, Chef Media. Maybe you have your colors wrong in your head. You're a visual namer. Purple onions. Ridiculous. Okay. Let's go smoke a cigarette. I worked with Chloe at 8 a.m. this morning. How's that for dedication? Devotion. Turning all the nighttime into the day. To quote Dire Straits. I am saying you have the diabetes. So, you know, if onions are good for you, well, that's good. We eat a lot of onions. We both like onions a lot. Rachel and I both do. Rachel also, she does crazy things like she she will have as a snack just a bowl of sour cream. Even though everybody knows you're supposed to put sour cream on something, you're not just supposed to eat it from a bowl. Well, squirrel, I'm not going to bother you. I'm the one who put the seeds there in the first place. She will also, she get the little tub of feta cheese. She just eat that with a spoon. Again, you're supposed to put it on top of something, I think, but that's fine. I think it's adorable. She's like a little kid, you know. Boy, oh boy. Let's take a gander at the golden goose. The golden geese. Oh, yeah. Looking good in the neighborhood. We've got a lot of abundant growth going on here. So, you know, probably get part of a branch from this one over here today because we're almost out of weed. I don't really feel like going back to the store for another ounce, although in theory we could do that. And I'm curious to see exactly how many different kinds we have. I think we have 9 different kinds. We have 9 plants, and I think they're all different. But that one and the one on the end might be the same. But I feel pretty confident we've got 9 different strains planted, which is great. I know, came from 9 tiny seeds. Okay, I won't walk over there, squirrel, since you're busy eating seeds right now. I think the squirrels got very upset when the turkeys come. There were 2 days in a row, maybe 3 days in a row, where turkeys came around over here where I put the sunflower seeds. And then I came out and scared them away on 2 of those days. The third one, they were already walking away. But they come and they dig up all the sunflower seeds that the squirrels have spent their time burying. So, you know, it's like, I didn't put these seeds out here for you turkeys. Get out of here. Yeah. Well, I got some more fish emulsion, so fertilized them a few days ago. Fertilize them one more time in another few days. They're such big plants they can handle a decent amount of fertilizer. And this fertilizer I got this time, it's called Alaska Fish Fertilizer. And it says right on the label, does not burn, will not burn, or something like that. I did burn the plants a little bit with the first fertilization of fish emulsion. But I think it was the second fertilization, actually. But just barely. So, which is how I knew, like, okay, that's enough fertilizer. So just barely burn them. Anyhow, they all look so healthy. healthy and happy. You know what I should do is I should put it asks like when you start a live stream, do you want to put like a goal here? Which is basically saying like my goal is $100 or something like that. But I do actually have a channel goal that I care a little bit more about than that, which is I want to unlock more emojis, and you can only you can only make your personalized emojis one per number of members. Makes me want to say, okay, help me make a new emoji. They're tricky like that, the YouTubes. They want to force you to try. Stop forcing me to try, YouTube. Somebody riding by on a bicycle talking on the telephone. Or maybe he's listening to something, actually. Yeah, it sounds like he's listening to something. That would make more sense because I was wondering why in the world would how in the world would somebody be listening, talking on the phone right now? Because there's no bars back here. Eric is kind of like the Daedric god we worship, and our prayers he repays us with live streams. Yeah, you get a live stream with history's handsomest man. And everyone's eyes are extremely grateful. So that's 2 titles I have now. Because earlier in the live stream, I think last week or something, was titled History's Most Important Man. So now I've got 2 of the titles. History's Most Important Man and History's Handsomest Man. It's pretty good. I'm this close to People's Sexiest Man Alive award. What's that? You think I should water now? I could water now. It's one of the chores on the list. Let's get it done. It's a good chore because I don't really have to tend to this chore that much. I can just kind of walk away for a little bit, let get those plants. Come back, pull it back this way, let it get those plants. Come back, pull it all the way back, and then let it get the first plants. So, you might be wondering, Eric, when are you getting your new bottle of Adderall? Good question. Excellent question. The answer to that question is uncertain, which is unusual because usually I'm pretty certain about it, but it's probably the 11th. I got it last month on the 11th. However, it says on the bottle for some reason that it was filled on the 8th. So I'm going to send in a message to my doctor to refill it today, which is the 8th. And we'll just see. I'm not planning on going to town today, so we'll just see if maybe tomorrow I get an automated message saying your Adderall is ready. It's possible. It's unlikely, but it's possible. If that were to happen, well, all the heroes of the ancient world would rejoice. That includes Hercules, Gilgamesh, um, Helen of Troy. People don't think of her as a hero, but really, she was more powerful than all the other people combined. She just didn't get to choose what her power did. Which I guess is kind of important, to be able to choose what your power does. It's not have just power influencing people outside of your own control. That's not so great. Oops, battery power is low. Well, so yeah, I worked with Chloe this morning on this paper she has, and I recommended the topic in the first place, which was basically a critique of secrecy by way of the CIA, critiquing the CIA. Not that I'm entirely personally opposed to the CIA, but it seemed like a good topic for the topic area that was given by the teacher, which was examine a period of American history in which power dynamics shifted, basically. So I said, well, going from a pre-World War II U.S. that upheld the value of non-interference, basically, like don't keep a large standing army, don't interfere in foreign wars, that kind of stuff, to operating transparently, more or less, and the transition into the OSS and the CIA, and the ascendance of extra legal bullshit conducted behind a veil of secrecy. It's like, if I just said extra legal bullshit conducted behind a veil of secrecy, everybody should just shout out right away. CIA, NSA, one of those two organizations. DARPA. But on the other hand, you can't deny the need to attain primacy in those kind of spycraft areas, with the ascendance of Russia and China as actively antagonistic forces antagonistic to free and civil societies. Sometimes you gotta be an asshole to keep the dicks from fucking the pussies, as they say in that one movie. If you eat something that makes you cry even before you eat it, does it make you extra sad to eat it? No. Because those tears that you cry are not tears of sadness. I never found that onion cutting makes me cry anyway, but you gotta have some pretty strong onions. Ooh, I almost forgot about the water. But I wasn't gonna forget about it because I can hear it inside the house, and I can just think immediately, like, who left the water on? What's going on? Well, it was you, Eric. You left the water on. All right. it's time to move the water. Get a little bit more at the end here. Alright. Now, let's put it here. Somebody said wahaha. Let's put this here, actually. That'll do. A good place to put it. Okay, let's go back inside. Thank you, Winston's mom. That's an excellent quote, and it's very true. Pussies may think they can deal with assholes their way, but the only thing that can fuck an asshole is a dick with some balls. It's very true. We are still talking about the CIA, yes. The CIA is kind of like the sneaky part of America being a dick, whereas the military is kind of the above board way of the U.S. being a dick. The CIA has done all kinds of terrible things, but I'm sure they've done all kinds of important things as well. You don't hear a lot about what they do, of course, because they're really big into secrecy. Like, oh no, you guys don't need to know what we're doing. You can trust us. We're the CIA. I am sure I can trust the CIA to do what the CIA thinks is in America's interest, but I don't trust their judgment regarding that question very much. I'm sure the CIA is filled with very smart people, but I worry about the principle that we ought to and can and should utilize our nation's sociopaths to do dirty work like that, but you know, what are you going to do? It's not like the bad guys are playing by the rules. And yes, there are bad guys and good guys. Any relativist nonsense that tries to be like, oh, you know, we gotta respect other people's authoritarian differences. That's just garbage. Pure garbage. You know what? Like, don't bother North Korea. It's fine what's going on there. No, it's not fine what's going on there. Come on, North Korea has feelings too. Okay. But you know, it's tricky kind of things to judge because I would also say that the U.S. should not be helping Israel, you know, prevent Iran from getting nuclear weapons. That's such a rather different question, you know, than some other questions. Regardless, when will humans transcend into a technocratic, monolithic society like the Borg? Never. That will never happen. All right, let's move the hose to its final location. There we go. That's the hose's final location. Its final destination. One through bloodlines. Well, actually, I may water the compost pile a little bit too. I was pleased to see that the vegetable bags at the store are compostable. So when I fail to use the vegetables I buy and they go bad, I can just put the whole bag in the compost pile. Isn't that convenient? Of course, I'll need to water the compost. If you don't water your compost, then stuff doesn't melt into dirt. That's how you melt vegetables into dirt. With water and a shovel and some other dirt. So it gets the idea from the other dirt. Go, okay, I get it. Thank you for the demonstration, dirt, of what I'm supposed to be. And then gradually, like the corn and stuff, becomes dirt. There's an FE tool, probably. FE Dom, maybe. It's kind of copying the dirt around it. That's how compost works. In case none of you have ever composted. I guess some of you have never composted, I should say. Good, good. I'm seeing good movement of the water. That means we've got good ground saturation down the line. Gonna give them nice, good, deep soaking. And then tomorrow or the next day, I will release the hounds. I will give them a little more fertilizer. Boy, we are looking like we're living at a juice factory. It's so juicy around here. Chemical reactions occur more readily in a water environment from lab biology. Good to know. But that's not how compost works, Cameron, okay? Compost works when vegetables try to copy dirt next to them. It is true that they copy it better when wet. But everything's better when wet. So keep that in mind as well. Slippery when wet. done. There you go, compost. Drink up this water. All right. So, imagine being super famous and you're unable to make real human connections. Britney Spears is probably actually lonely. What do you think humanity will look like in 100 years? Same borders? Not entirely, but more or less, yeah. I think it would depend on when you get famous in life. Britney Spears got famous so young in life that, yeah, I think it's fair to say that she has a deficit of normal human relations. And it seems like she had kind of weird relationship with her parents as well. Like they were not necessarily the best parents, or I'm not sure. I don't mean to slander them without knowing more. But like if I got super famous right now, it wouldn't impact me in that way because I already have plenty of normal human relations, and it might impact the way people deal with me, but it's not going to impact the way I deal with people or make me think differently about myself in particular. At this point in life, I know who I am and what my deficits are, what my strengths are, etc. It has been a while, Gil. Thank you for the um, comment you left in which you said, essentially, you're yearning for a churning. That's something the A's announcer said the other night during an A's game after Nick Kurtz, the big Amish, hit a home run. Chris Carey said, I've been yearning for a churning, because, when he when it's been a big mix up here, okay? It's been a big mix up. See, when Nick Kurtz started doing this symbol that the rest of the team was also doing, which is like mix it up or stir it up. But around the same time, he got the nickname the Big Amish because he's from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And one of his teammates gave him that. So then this all of a sudden became churning butter, even though this is not how you churn butter, okay? You churn butter like this, but obviously he's not going to do that after he gets a hit. It'll look like he's just rubbing one out, a massive one. So, you can never replace Winston's mom with AI. But anyway, so when he gets a home run and he does that mix it up thing, Dallas Braden says, "Turn it up, Big Amish, turn it up." And then he got a home run. And Chris said, "I've been yearning for a churning." I thought that was great. I said, "I've been yearning for a churning too, Chris Carey. You and I are yearning for the same thing here." Does chat know what a pylon is? You mean like a delineator? And yeah, he's Amish, so he does farm things, but does them wrong apparently, because this is not how you churn butter. He's actually not Amish either. He's just from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which is an Amish area. It's like an orange cone or a pylon. It's the general term for cones, pylons, and other ways of separating out one lane. You know, like don't go here. You don't have to move very far to go nuts in the first place, and so you don't have so far to come back. Eric, do you think you could beat Trump at chess? I don't know, probably. I doubt he's a very good chess player, but I don't think that it would mean anything either. So I thought you were giving me the Lisa Lisa treatment. What do they call Lisa Lisa in the cult jam? Did he? What Ivy League university did he go to? I'm sure he was a legacy admission, right? Probably his dad went there and gave money to the college or something. To UPenn Wharton? Huh. Well, how long until I don't have to hear about Trump anymore? I believe until 2028. He transferred from Fordham. Damn, I want some Gatorade, says Gyalt. Well, you should get some. I need to take more pain pills, probably Tylenol. Yeah, George W. Bush was the worst president ever. It's true. Maybe he will become the God King of the technocratic Commonwealth of the United States, and I will hear about him until I die, and afterwards, as my soul is caught in the web of social media. Okay, good for him, Berkeley Todd. Yeah, my mouth is starting to hurt a little bit again. Not very much. I haven't had very much pain since the four-tooth extraction, but it's a little sore. You'd rather watch us play backgammon? I'm not necessarily very good at backgammon, but I do know how to play it. I might have to get a quick refresher on the rules. I haven't played it since I was maybe a kid. Maybe I played when I was like 20 or something. I don't know, but it's been a long time since I played backgammon. You played a lot of backgammon. I wonder if there was at one point a regular gammon, and then backgammon is a variant of it, and it became the most popular variant so much that people forgot about regular gammon. If I have to play him at something, I'll play him at Connect 4. seems like an unusual playing field. I'm not good at it, but I do understand how to play it. I don't need any refresher. Have I ever heard of Russian backgammon? No, I never have heard of it. You play on the same side as the opponent. Oh, right, Gil. Thanks for reading that comment. I appreciated your missing it. I think Broccoli Todd does not support Trump. Is what I think. I think it's the opposite of that. That's this one. You're not into politics anymore, huh? That's a good idea to not be into politics because it's just depressing and terrible. All right, I must increase my bust. Who will help me increase my bust? Because right now I'm just kind of like, spring break. I really want to be like, spring break. Your birthday's tomorrow, huh? My birthday is tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. You wake up every morning, always perpetually just one day away from your birthday, but it never comes. You have permanent leap day syndrome. Would you like us to watch you eat, Trouble? This is one of the parts of the stream that y'all missed most. Getting to watch you eat. Well, here you go, Gyalt. Just suck it all in. Just roll it around in your mouth and enjoy every bit of it. What happened? That's just the sound of the shower? What is that? Oh, I see. It's a big dump truck. I wonder what it's up to. I'll be right back. You guys watch the cat. Well, that's cool. It's the wood delivery truck for people who have like wood burning, whatever. I guess they get wood delivered, firewood delivered. So that was the firewood delivery truck. Yeah, you have what I call global dread, broccoli Todd. The sense that the enshittification of things is increasingly a new norm or something. Nobody has gas up here, Fly Guy. If you have gas up at all up here, you have propane. I don't think PG&E runs gas lines up here. So you either got propane, wood burning, whatever. You might have a fireplace, you might have a wood burning stove, which is I think technically what the other place had was a wood burning stove. Um, and if you aren't incredibly lazy and you have a little wilderness car, you could go get plenty of wood out in the woods. You don't really have to buy it, but you're not going to get such good pieces of firewood that way. Oh, that's a good hypothesis, Cameron. I like that a lot. I have a hypothesis, Cameron, that feral cats like to be watched eating more than regular cats. I think that the chewing makes noise in their head, interfering with the hearing of nearby threats. That makes perfectly good sense. Hence the need for the protection. Whereas if they're eating stuff in the wilds, they're probably eating stuff that's not that crunchy. Four operators and a router. Well, that sounds like a real party, Gelt. That sounds like my kind of party. Let me go get my Tylenols. It's true that he doesn't seem to need to be watched drinking. Go ahead and drink your drink, Drinky. I never had a house cat care while being watched eating. Yeah. Are you gonna get a drink or no? Oh, that's right. I forgot about the lack of electricity in the phone. Your cat is sleeping in the chair across from you. Your brother's cat. Broccoli Todd, that's mean. I have to go get my drink and then I'll take up a Tylenol. You were socialized by cats more than people. You do seem to have a preternatural understanding of what a cat's body language and stuff is conveying. Well, good to hear that you listen to it, Mrs. Bone. Ah, my mouth hurts. It's already the third day after. I would expect I should not have any more pain by like tomorrow or the next day, the latest. It's not bad. It's not like it's killing me or anything. It's just, yeah, he sure does. No, I got that. This is my way. I was able to figure that part out. Yeah, I do like the dentist. I think he's a good dentist. He explains everything, which I appreciate. It was quick. It was so quick. He just pulled out 4 tooth roots, which is just like, they pulled 4 teeth without the top part of the teeth. And it didn't take long. Obviously, no. I make clear to him no nitrous oxide. I don't need my neuropathy worsened. And he just used local. It was fine. I didn't feel anything until after it was over. But yeah, there was local anesthetic, no meat shots, which obviously hurts after you're done. You can feel the spots where they injected it somewhat, but I just need a lot of sleep and in general, partially to heal up from this, and also that's also an important reason for me to have my diet set up properly because no, I don't make any jokes because one of the side effects of diabetes is you don't heal very well. So I need to heal well. So I need to eat the kind of diet that allows me to manage my blood sugar properly. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna wait for the Tylenol to kick in and then probably go back to bed for another couple of hours. So thanks a lot for being here. I love you all. I'll see you more often in the coming days. And don't forget to eat plenty of cheese.